we all have that duality, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a performer as well.
Yeah.
My wife and I do adult with all
I
kinds
heard.
of women and a couple guys. And yeah, it is kind of weird how people take the thing and just kind of use that to form a whole world of assumptions about you.
Yeah, it's a big narrative that, people think that you're just like this nasty trollop whore, whatever. And when people meet me, the last thing they think is that I'm, it's like, wow, really? You come off so innocent. You come off so, different.
I mean, I kind of didn't, I would have agreed with that, but then I caught your OnlyFans and I saw how big your fake boobs are and just kind of like, oh, okay, there you go. I didn't really, some of the footage I saw before I hadn't really realized.
You know what? I didn't get these done for the adult industry. I got them done for myself. If you notice, all of my films, I have no breast at all.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, see, I didn't dive into the older works.
Like if you go into the older work, I didn't do this for that. This was purely for me and just because I wanted my clothes to hang a certain way.
I mean, they look great. I can't lie.
Thank you very much.
What? Where were you at in your life when you decided to do adult scenes?
Well, I was about, I think 17 going on 18, and I was a runaway at that time. I met Heather Hunter, and she was featuring at Show World, and she was like a star to me, and I was like, I want to be a star too. And so I went to a couple of her shows, and I hung out there and caught her attention, and she took me under her wing.
Really?
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden you were just off on this journey?
I was her lover, and then we did Heather Hunter's home movies with her roommate / lover.
So you were her lover. You were like fully in a relationship with her?
Yes.
But did she have multiple lovers?
Yes.
Okay, so
I was her live-in lover at the time.
Really? For how long?
Like a couple of months until she got tired of me.
Were you gung-ho about the relationship?
I'm still madly in love with Heather. Like, I love her so much to this day. We're friends now, but like, yeah, I always will have like deep love for her. Like if she was like, bitch, come, let's do this. I'd be like, okay.
But so that's when you started shooting?
Yes.
And who'd you first shoot with? Because this is like the wild, wild west days.
For a Vidway video.
The back in the day world.
Like,
now everything's smooth. You got OnlyFans, you got a couple of the big porn companies, some of the smaller ones. Back in the day, it seemed like it was just craziness.
It was. I worked for Vidway, which was like one of the biggest companies in New York, or one of the only companies in New York, because everybody was on the West Coast.
Right.
So with Vidway Video, Dave Copeland. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so what was it like when you got into it?
If I paid attention to signs back then, I probably wouldn't have gotten any deeper into it. My first scene, I almost died on set.
From what?
So Heather and I had a bathtub scene together. And the overhead grid lights, I'm really tall. So when I stood up and I stretched after our scene, my fingertips touched the grid lights.
And you almost got electrocuted or what?
I got shocked really good, and the set lights went out. I was really lucky.
Wow.
Like, I've always been really protected. Like, I should be dead so many times, but God's like, no, not you.
Really?
You're going to suffer, bitch.
How old were you when you got into it? You were young?
I think my first one was at 18.
Oh, right. Okay. So you started off shooting girl, or you went straight into guy, girl?
With everything. Guy, girl, boy, girl, girl, boy.
And were you loving it?
I loved doing it when I was with Heather. Like, honestly, it was a job. I enjoyed working with the people that I enjoyed working with. Anybody else was kind of like, eh.
Right.
Yeah.
That is the weird part about doing porn, is that sometimes you get to work with people that you think are so hot, you like their personality, you're overjoyed to fuck them on camera, and then sometimes you have to work with people where you're just kind of dreading it.
Yeah. I've had a couple of those dreading it scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
But so how many years were you actually active?
From 1989 to 2006.
Holy shit. So you got to see the industry change a lot.
It changed dramatically. Like, I watched us fight for high rates for girls to come back down and knock them down to nothing. I'm like, what are you doing?
Really?
Yeah.
And so you were just kind of doing whatever during that whole time, or what was your life like?
I would be doing, during that time, I was like auditioning for music videos and stuff, just trying to get more mainstream, just partying a lot, just living the LA life, you know, not really focused on doing anything in particular except for music, which was my main focus.
So you were always like kind of paying the bills doing porn and then chasing the music shit on the side?
Pretty much, yeah. And just fucking the wrong people, obviously.
Like who? Give me some names. Just back in the day, LA.
I'll give one name.
It must have been lit.
Lionel Ridenauer. He was responsible for signing, like, well, not signing. Yeah, he was A&R, so he signed Tony Braxton to Arista.
Okay.
And he was working the Whitney Project on Arista, and he just like, Lionel, fuck you. Look at me now.
Yeah, she's on No Jumper. Lionel.
I'm on No Jumper now.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, he just was a bad boyfriend.
I thought you were gonna say Lionel Richie.
No.
No.
Just a lot of executives.
Were you doing epic amounts of blow during the 80s and 90s? You're making it sound fun. Ecstasy too?
Yeah, I wasn't. You said ecstasy too. No, I didn't say it was
primarily
you
ecstasy.
said blow.
Okay.
No, I was doing ecstasy. I'm a hallucinogenic kind of girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where your spiritual side comes from?
I don't know. I think I was just born with it.
You have like a tie-dye aura.
Do I? I am a brown bag, little hippie chick.
Exactly. I can see you like swatting the hacky sack around down on Venice Beach or something.
Yeah, I used to live on Venice on Brooks and Speedway.
See, look, we're connected.
Yep, we are. So you get me.
But okay, like throughout all those years, like one of my things about the 90s or even the 2000s that we sometimes talk about with porn is how back in the day, it used to be kind of like a gross out fest or like a shock thing with a lot of the porn because, you know, you're selling copies of VHS tapes. It's like a lot of people like back in the day, this is when they started to do all the crazy bukakis and the gangbangs with 500 dudes and all this crazy ass shit. People making food with cum and shit like that. Like there's a lot of wild stuff back then that doesn't really happen anymore, and stuff is a bit more vanilla now.
Thank God.
Yeah, and I even was talking to somebody who's been in porn for a long time the other day. They're like, there's so much less anal these days.
That's good.
Because the girls kind of have more control, and the girls don't really love doing it, so they don't do as much of it.
Exactly. Yeah. That makes sense.
But did you do anything wild during your adult career?
I did. I think I did one bukkake. Yeah, it was horrible. I hated it.
You hated it?
Yeah, because like they were coming like 20.
From all angles?
Just
Do you know how many dudes?
like 5 or 6 or something.
Okay.
But it was me and another girl, so I was dodging a lot of cum. I was making her get it.
I got a bukkake tape when I was in like 8th grade, and it was probably 50 dudes or like 80 dudes.
Like I wouldn't do, like there are certain things I just wouldn't do. Like that was a lot for me. That right there was a lot. You know, I just wouldn't do certain things. I just like, no, I'm not doing that. No, I don't care. Like I would never work with Ron Jeremy.
Really?
You know? Like,
you knew
never.
he was creepy before everybody else.
No, I didn't know he was creepy. I just wouldn't work with him. He
Right.
was gross all the time. He
Yeah.
just looked stinky and hairy and.
But he must have been hot back in the day when he started, right?
No, he was never hot to me. You know, I liked TT Boy.
Oh, I love TT, but I watch his podcast sometimes.
And then I had to work with him, and he was an asshole.
Really?
Like he had an underwire bra, and he ripped it off, like, and broke the underwire. Like he pulled it from the back, and I was so mad at him.
You're like, I'm not getting paid enough to just blow through a fucking bra right
No,
now.
it hurt. That's what it was.
Oh,
And it was an expensive bra too.
Yeah.
But it hurt more than anything. And he was just really like, I felt like he didn't like women while he was fucking them.
Really?
You know, he just said like really just.
I seen him say that he used to do like 4 or 5 scenes a day, every day, no drugs.
So, I don't know about that, but
I mean, I don't know.
no, there was always like GHB and all kind of shit on our sets. There's always drugs on the set.
So back in the day, shit was just crazy.
It was always, yeah.